Hi, I'm Councilman Nowakowski, and welcome to Phoenix 2020, a clear vision for the future of Phoenix. And we're talking about homelessness. As you drive around town, you see a lot of individuals. Over the last couple of years, about 50% more individuals sleeping on the streets and without a place to stay. So the city of Phoenix, working with the community and other people out there, have come up with a new program. And to talk about it is our director, Marchelle Franklin.
Thank
How you doing?
I'm doing well, Councilman.
So tell us, what is PHX C.A.R.E.S?
PHX C.A.R.E.S is a multidisciplinary approach to how we address the unique issues that homeless individuals have in our community, as well as addressing the impact that unsheltered homelessness has on our community. And PHX C.A.R.E.S stands for Community Action Response Engagement Services.
So how did this all come about?
It really came about, as you mentioned, from community involvement, from the city, you, mayor, and council recognizing that we needed to take a multidisciplinary, holistic approach to addressing the issues and needs of our homeless community. As you can appreciate, homeless individuals have a holistic and diverse need of issues that they're dealing with. And so the goal really is to lead with services. It's a consumer-centric model, if you will, so that we can make sure that as we're addressing the issues that impact homelessness, that we're able to provide a holistic approach to those services, again, while also making sure that we reduce the impact to our communities.
So it's not just your department, but it's many departments.
That is correct. As I mentioned, it's a multidisciplinary approach in terms of the services we provide, but in terms of the departments within the city of Phoenix, of course, we have the Human Services Department, of which I happen to be the interim director. Thank you, sir. As well as our Neighborhood Services Department, our Police Department, our Public Works Department, our Parks and Recreation Department, our Street Transportation Department, and our Prosecutor's Office, just to name a few.
Well, Marchelle, thank you so much.
You're
And you know
welcome.
what I call this approach is the Team Phoenix approach.
That's
where
right.
we all come together and we work for the betterment of Phoenix. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman.
Lately, the city of Phoenix, like the rest of the nation, is experiencing a rise in the number of people living on the streets, a 59% increase in just the past 2 years.
Welcome, Chris, to Phoenix 2020. We're talking to Marchelle about all this great program that the city of Phoenix has, PHX C.A.R.E.S. And I know that Human Services is right there in the middle of all this, right? Because you're probably the first ones that people call up when people leave a campsite in a vacant lot or in their neighborhoods or so. So now we have a beautiful program. So who can they call? How can they get in contact with PHX C.A.R.E.S? Is there a number or is there a website? How can people contact you?
Absolutely. With the new PHX C.A.R.E.S program, it's a one-stop shop, and for that to work, we have to have one number for all people to call, and that number is 602-262-6251, and the PHX C.A.R.E.S option is option 6. So they can call that number 24 hours a day. That's answered Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and after hours, you're able to leave a detailed voice message where somebody will get back to you confirming receipt of that call. Or they can go to our website, phoenix.gov/@your-service, and download the app, where they can report any number of city services, but the PHX C.A.R.E.S app is the top blue button on that website.
Now with this new program, PHX C.A.R.E.S, what can you call on? I mean, you can't just, it's not a crime being homeless, so what are the cases that people can use the number for?
Absolutely. It is not a crime to be homeless.
Right.
Certainly if there's criminal activity happening, we urge people to call 911 or Crime Stop.
Right.
But for any other homeless issues that's a nuisance to the neighborhood, they call that number or use our website. Preferably, if they know they're bedding down overnight or have built an encampment,
Right.
that's ideal for us to know the location of that. That's where our outreach people can be most successful in finding them early in the morning before they've gotten up and gone on their day, or late at night when they're bedding down.
So if there's a vacant lot and you see some campers out there, they should call this number, report it in?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what other cases?
Well, again, encampments are the number one way we can engage with them. Certainly they have a high nuisance rate with the property owners and their community. So, but any homeless activity, if they're creating any kind of havoc or committing any low-level crime, misdemeanor, we want to know that, and we'll be able to get our outreach people out there. But when we can find them where they're bedding down,
Right.
it's kind of where they're living, if you will, versus their transient population. Maybe hard to find if they're just on the street corner or in a park.
Well, Chris, thank you for being a part of this great program and helping create Phoenix C.A.R.E.S. And let's talk to a commander to find out what are some of the legal stuff or the crime stuff that people should be reporting directly to the police.
Absolutely.
We're here with Commander Vasquez to talk about, it's not against the law to be homeless, is it?
No, it's not. There's different city ordinances and state laws that we deal with when it's related to obvious issues related to homelessness. I'll simplify them. That first one is things related to the streets. A lot of things people call panhandling, which are people soliciting for money on the roadway. So there are some ordinances that restrict the locations that people can be to do that type of activity, but the Supreme Court's told us that it's not against the law for somebody to actually beg or ask for money. So we have a city ordinance that restricts people from going into the median to be actively out there, and it's a risk to their safety. We've had a few traffic accidents that have resulted in serious injuries to the individuals, but we also have the people that are along the freeways. So we use state law and some trespassing ordinances through the Department of Transportation, where we try to restrict the locations that they are so they don't interfere with the flow of traffic in the roadways.
So, Commander, so if an individual can't go out in the middle of the street and ask for money, they have to be either on a sidewalk or on a walkway or so, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So anywhere the normal public has access to, they also have access to that. So another location that has some limitations are alleyways. Alleyways aren't for people to go and set up encampments, and they're not for them to use as thoroughfares to walk from street to street. So there are ordinances against that also. Then we look at the parks. That's a big one.
Right.
So you can use the parks just like any other citizen can, but when you're setting up and you're camping or staying there, you have all your belongings and you're technically camping in the park. There's a city ordinance for that also.
So you're
that
not
we can
allowed
go
to
out.
spend the night in a park or anything like that?
No.
It's against the city? Okay.
It is. So we're trying to be proactive in some of those things to go out there and make contact. We want to educate
So
individuals
really
who are
quick
doing this.
about businesses. What can businesses do to actually not have people loitering or hanging out in the front of their properties?
So we work a lot with our community action officers in the precincts, and we want to have businesses that are having that chronic problem of individuals hanging out there to allow us the ability to arrest through our authority to arrest. We'll post the property with them, warn the individuals, and then if they come back, even if it's after hours, if the business is closed, we can still take enforcement actions on it.
Well, Commander, thank you so much. And now we learned about this Phoenix C.A.R.E.S. that you call this special number or go to the website or call 911 when you see there's a criminal action going on, right?
Absolutely, and we're asking our citizens that if they see something, to say something, and if they're unsure, please call 911 and we'll get an officer out there and divert the person or the activity to the right department.
Thank you so much. And that's it for Phoenix 2020, a clear vision for the future of Phoenix. You can call my office or look me up on Facebook and just get involved. Be involved and help us clean up the city of Phoenix. Thank you.